Hello everyone and welcome to Selection Monday in the NJCAA. We're live from headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina, and ready to kick off our first of two bracket reveals this evening, starting with the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Selection Show presented by Digital Scoreboards. This year's tournament takes us to Lake Charles, Louisiana and McNeese State, where 24 teams will vie for a national title. 16 district champs have automatically qualified, 8 at-large bids sit on the bubble and hope their name is called. The top 8 overall seeds have byes into the second round in a single elimination winner-go-home style tournament inside the Townsley Law Arena March 24th through the 31st. All games will be available on ESPN Plus until the national championship game, which will be played Tuesday the 31st at 5 p.m. Central on ESPNU. A great national spotlight for the student athletes that make it that far. So without any further ado, let's look at the tournament field, starting with the opening matchup. It's the number 16 against the number 17, and we waste no time with the at-large bids. Our first at-large selection is in the number 16 spot. New Mexico. The T-Birds followed up the 30-win season last year with another tournament berth. They fell to Grayson in the district championship, but still put together a really strong resume navigating through a tough region schedule. Sophomore guard Jada Graves is electric, averaging 6.8 assists and more than 18 points per game, including a 41-point performance back in January. Congratulations to New Mexico Junior College. They get the 17 seed. Arizona Western. These two teams have already played, and it was an instant classic at the start of the season, ending in an 83-81 overtime victory for the Lady Matadors. AWC would go on to win the West District in thrilling fashion to punch their ticket, a buzzer beater to take down Eastern Arizona. Mabel Doumbia leads the squad in points and rebounds and looks to carry her stellar season into Lake Charles. Fun opening round matchup, and the winner of that battle will advance to the second round. They'll play the number 1 seed, the top dog in this tournament field, Butler. Congratulations to head coach Mike Helmer in his final season as the head coach, who leads this squad to the best tournament seed in 18 years. Keegan Yerrick has been scorching hot down the stretch, 26 points in the semifinals and 20 more to win the Region 6 championship. We'll chat with Coach Helmer later in the show, but the Grizzlies get the number 1 overall seed. Okay, on to our next set of matchups. The 9 plays the 24 seed at 10 a.m. Central on Wednesday. The 9 seed, State Fair. Another at-large bid. State Fair's season continues following a loss in the Region 16 championship to Three Rivers. The Lady Roadrunners are now tournament-bound for back-to-back campaigns, though, winning 28 of their 30 games this year. Sophomore Ellie Busher is putting up big numbers, averaging double-double this year, and she'll lead the State Fair squad into the tournament. So they open with the lowest seed, and our Cinderella of the tournament, the number 24, is Central Georgia Tech. The Titans finished 21-7 this season, showcasing a high-scoring, up-tempo offense that has poured in 84.4 points per game. That's the 4th most in NJCAA D1 hoops. This is a freshman-heavy lineup that has bonded together to find success this year. Congratulations to Central Georgia Tech, who will get State Fair in the opening round. So the winner will play the number 8 seed, Walter State. The Lady Senators now have 21 Region 7 titles in the program's history, and they will look to get back to the Final Four for the first time since 2015. This is another high-scoring and efficient offense led by a strong sophomore class. Tariana Griffin has 21 points per game and doesn't plan on stopping as the number 8 seed. Moving along, how about the 13 and 20 matchup? The number 13 seed is our third at-large selection, Hutchinson. The 2024 national champs return to the tournament field for the 3rd straight year, this time as an at-large bid following their Region 6 championship loss to Butler. This is a deep Blue Dragons roster with a bunch of different players that can produce. Congratulations to them. They will play the number 20 overall seed, Williston State. The Tetons have punched their ticket to the national tournament for the first time since 2013, putting together one of the best seasons in program history. Williston State finished 32-1 and is the highest scoring team in NJCAA Division I by a wide margin, averaging 91.2 points per night. It's been a long trek home from Illinois, where they won the district championship over Triton, and now the North Dakota natives get to travel 1,600 miles south to Lake Charles, Louisiana. What a season and what a journey for Williston State. Congratulations to them. That 13 versus 20 matchup is on Tuesday afternoon for the right to play the number 4 in the second round. Northwest Florida State. Another at-large bid. The defending national champs are back in the bracket, going 24-4 this year, but losing a close game to Eastern Florida State in the FCSAA quarterfinal. That will not stop head coach Bart Walker's team, though, one of the top rebounding teams in the country and shooting close to 50% from the field as a team. They snag a first-round bye and will look to rest up for another deep tournament run. The last first-round game on the left side of the bracket is the number 12 against the number 21. The 12 seed is Three Rivers. The Lady Raiders are becoming a staple in the NJCAA D1 tournament field, marking their 6th straight trip to the national tournament. They hung around in the NJCAA rankings all year long, getting as high as number 3 in the early parts of the season. 3 players averaged 10 or more points on this year's squad, and they'll help Three Rivers in their opening round matchup. They'll get the number 21. Monroe. The Mustangs claimed a 3rd district championship title to punch their ticket to a 5th all-time NJCAA D1 tournament. Monroe is fast and high scoring, the most field goals attempted per game in the NJCAA, while also forcing a JUCO best 26 turnovers per contest. Bree Jefferson has been phenomenal down the stretch, including a 50-point game in February, which was a single game scoring record. Congratulations to the Mustangs, they are in, and the winner of the 12 and 21 gets the 5 seed. Clarendon. The Bulldogs punched their ticket to the tournament for the first time in program history. This has been one of the best seasons of all time for Clarendon, who are 31-2 heading into Lake Charles, getting it done on the glass all season long, out-rebounding opponents by 20 per game. Head coach Mark James is having a magical season. He hit the 250 career wins milestone in February and now taking a star-studded roster to the national tournament. Clarendon's in, they get a first-round bye, and now to the right side of the bracket. 15 versus the 18 matchup gives us the 5th at-large team into the field. Grayson. The Vikings lost to that really tough Clarendon squad in the district final, but had won 11 straight games going into it. Another deep roster with talented freshmen all over, and J.C. Ingram leads the way in points and rebounds for a team that hadn't made the national tournament since 2011. They play the number 18 seed, Southwestern Illinois. The Blue Storm out of Belleville, Illinois, completed the perfect season this year, going 31-0. On top of that, they are the 2nd highest scoring team in the country and pace NJCAA Division I in assists per game as a team. This team is very balanced and dangerous as the number 18 seed, 5 players averaging double figures. So Grayson and Swick will advance to the second round to play the number 2 seed and another at-large. Eastern Arizona. No surprises that the Monsters made it into the tournament. They were the top spot of the rankings for the majority of the season. EAC lost the first game of the year in an OT thriller against Southern Idaho, and then they did not lose again until they were stunned at the horn by Arizona Western in the last game of the district playoffs. EAC still searches for their first national title. They came close but fell in the semis last year, but they have the talent on this year's squad to do it. A lot of sophomores lead this team, including Esmeralda Enriquez, who has 15 points per game this year. On to the next cluster of games. Give us the number 10 and number 23. The number 10 seed, Dodge City. Yet another at-large selection and another team out of the extremely difficult Jayhawk Conference. The Conquistadors make it into the tournament with a 26-5 record. This team is money from long range, hitting nearly 12 three-pointers per game on 34 attempts, both of which top 2 in the NJCAA. They get the number 23, Northwest Mississippi. The Rangers women's basketball program returns to the national tournament for the first time in over 20 years. A 60-55 win over Pearl River claimed the Region 23 title and punched their ticket. Two sophomores have been magnificent this year. Both Dakira Mitchell and Alorian Story have over 500 points this season, and that tandem will lead this Northwest team into the national tournament. So the winner of Dodge City and Northwest Mississippi will advance to play the number 7 College of Southern Idaho. The Region 18 champ Golden Eagles will get a first-round bye following a 28-4 season this year. Savannah Stoker has been one of the most electric players in the country, averaging 16 points and 7 rebounds a game and coming off a tournament MVP honor. CSI just nearly missed out on a national tournament berth last year, and they have fought back to the national stage this year, where they look to shine. We move to the number 14 against the number 19 contest. And if you've been paying attention, 7 at-large teams have already been announced, leaving one more vacancy in our tournament field. That will get taken by the 14 seed. Last at-large in, Chipola. The Lady Indians are in as an at-large, falling short in the FCSAA final to finish 25-6. Chipola is another experienced program led by a strong sophomore class and the Panhandle Conference Player of the Year, Taylor Rietveld. They will play number 19, Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. The Lady Norse are going dancing 22-5 this year, including a dominant win over a ranked Murray State team in the region tournament. NEO is the top rebounding team in the country, leading Division I in offensive and defensive rebounds per game, and will hope to use their size in a big matchup with Chipola. Whoever wins that contest will go on to play the number 3 seed in the second round. Shelton State. Last year's Bucks team finished national runner-up, the closest this program has come to a title. This year, head coach Madonna Thompson put together a team that looks to avenge that result, going 29-3 and claiming an ACCC championship and a district title. 4 freshmen load up the starting 5 for Shelton State, all of which have had some big performances this year. They'll wait to see who they play in the second round. Okay, on to the number 11 versus number 22 in our final opening round game. The number 11 seed, Gulf Coast State. One of the blue bloods of NJCAA women's basketball, Gulf Coast State, are FCSAA champs this year. The Lady Commodores have some good size on their roster, and they do the little things right, rebounding at a high rate and making the 3rd most free throws per game of anyone in NJCAA Division I. They will get the number 22 seed. Gillette. Pronghorn women's basketball went 4-3 in the month of February, but they got hot at the right time, cruising through March on the way to an auto bid and a Region 9 title over Northwest. Freshman Lena Ballin is living up to her name, 16 points per game to lead Gillette and 20+ in 4 of her last 5. One team is yet to be announced, and it is the 6th seed who will have that opening round bye, Trinity Valley. Make it 30 national tournament appearances for the Lady Cardinals dating back to 1980, who have continued a culture of winning under head coach Precious Ivy in her 6th season. After a difficult start to the year at the Three Rivers Classic, TVCC won 28 of their next 29 games to take home a Region 14 championship. After missing out on the tournament last year, Trinity Valley looks hungry, and they get a first-round bye as the number 6 seed. Well, let's take a look at the full tournament field now that they have all been decided. It starts with the 16-17 matchup of New Mexico and Arizona Western, with the winner to play the top seed Butler. State Fair gets Central Georgia Tech. The winner plays Walters State. Hutchinson and Williston State will go to play number 4 Northwest Florida State, the defending champs. Three Rivers and Monroe beneath them on the left side of the bracket, with a chance to play number 5 Clarendon. And on the right side, Grayson and Swick will play with a chance to play number 2 Eastern Arizona, Dodge City and Northwest Mississippi for the number 7 seed College of Southern Idaho, Chipola and NEO, and then Shelton State, the 3 seed, and then finally Gulf Coast State and Gillette for the chance to play Trinity Valley, the 6th seed, on March the 27th. So again, the whole tournament, March 24th to the 31st in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We are super, super excited for it, and all those games are on ESPN Plus until that national championship game on national TV. So really looking forward to it. Do not go anywhere. When we come back, we chat with the number 1 seed head coach, Coach Mike Helmer of Butler, about his team this year and the magical run they've been on. And then later on in the show, we'll talk with the committee chair, Mr. Darren Paneer, about the selection process.
For the last 87 years, the NJCAA has provided academic and athletic opportunities to thousands of student athletes. However, several rules make it more challenging for two-year college transfers. Recently, 16 national coaches associations, led by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association, sent a request for change to NCAA leadership to make the rules the same for all transfers. We commend their leadership and stand together in support of same game, same rules.
Welcome back into the NJCAA Network and our NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Selection Show presented by Digital Scoreboards. Joining us now is the head coach of the number 1 overall seed in this tournament field, Coach Mike Helmer. Thanks so much for hopping on with us.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Well, first things first, you've been a Butler a long time. You get the number 1 seed in this national tournament. How excited are you and the rest of this team for this?
We're excited. It's the first time being the number 1 seed in our history. We've been fortunate enough to make the tournament a couple times, but to be the number 1 seed is an honor, and we're excited. We can't wait to get down there and have a chance to showcase what we can do.
Now, you talked about those teams that have been to tournaments before, but what is it about this year's team that makes it so special and has differentiated it compared to teams of past?
It's the best team that I've had in my 18 years of Butler. We're very balanced, great sophomore class. We got some good newcomers that have come in, but the team aspect, sharing the basketball, not worrying about who's scoring and who's doing what. It's just come out and let's do what we can to win games. And they've bought into being the best team, in my opinion, in Butler history.
Yeah, one of the things I love about this tournament is it puts a national spotlight on the junior college landscape and these student athletes. So who are some of the names that we should be looking out for in Lake Charles?
Oh, that's a tough one to answer because we are deep, and we start 5 sophomores, and don't quote me on these exact stats, but I think our leading scorer is like at 12, and then our 5th person is like 9 or 5 or 10 or somewhere in there. So we're very balanced, but Keegan Yarrick had an awesome tournament in the region, but Maya Mayberry, Ashley Singate, Kenzie Gallagher, Destiny Smith, Aaliyah Green, all of them, those 6 were all conference players for us. But we got great ones, other ones that come off the bench. It's just, with this being such a great team, it's hard to talk about one individual person. We are very balanced, and again, like I said a minute ago, the girls have really bought into being a great team.
Yeah, well, Coach, congrats again on the number 1 overall seed. Any final thoughts?
No, it's just a joy to get the opportunity to come down and represent our conference and represent Butler, and we're just excited to be there.
Oh, can't wait to see you guys get things started in Lake Charles in a little over a week. So thanks again, and I appreciate the time, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
All right, do not go anywhere here on the NJCAA Network. When we come back, we talk to the Division I Women's Basketball Committee Chair about the selection process and all the seeding that went into it. So stay with us. We're back in a moment.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, the NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
Welcome back into the NJCAA Network and our selection show. Joining us now is the NJCAA Division I Women's Basketball Committee Chair, Mr. Darren Pannier, who is on the road right now, multitasking, still willing to take some time with us, so appreciate you, Darren.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for having us.
Let's dive into it. What were the big talking points, big things that the committee discussed surrounding the at-large bid and then the seating as a whole for this full field?
Well, the at-large was no easy task. If you've seen the last poll, we had several teams, unfortunately, didn't make it to the championship or win the championship of the district. So the committee really put a pencil to a couple names of colleges there. We had Grayson, who popped into the at-large. They're coming from, I think they were seated 18th or 19th in the last poll. Their strength of schedule and their huge run in their regional/district tournament really pushed them up to the top to receive an at-large bid. Then we had a lot of discussion over New Mexico and Wallace State. New Mexico received the bid to get that last at-large bid.
Yeah, certainly not a lot of easy conversation surrounding this field, but I think that goes to show the depth of talent that'll be in Lake Charles coming up in a little about a week.
Yes, it should, and the at-large can really surprise some people who won their district, like it has in the past years, since we've had 8 at-large going to the tournament. So,
yeah,
should be exciting.
It's really exciting, and it's even more so when we're talking about the new host as well, McNeese State in Lake Charles, Louisiana. What excites you the most about getting to travel down south to Louisiana for this year's tournament?
Well, I think you look at the location, it's proximity of 10 to 11 hours for a lot of the teams that are participating in tournament, which means they could probably bus, make it a lot easier for them versus trying to get on the airline and flying into Houston or flying into Lake Charles, easier access to it. The site visit that I took 2 years ago, they were open arms. The community just absorbed us. They really, really want it. I do believe that the student athletes and the coaches, once they're there, they'll feel that it's a national tournament once they leave. Unfortunately, only one team's going to win, correct? That's true, right? Yeah. So
confirmed.
The other team's going to exactly feel like it's a national tournament. Eric and his staff there at Lake Charles Sports Authority have really ramped it up. They have a lot of great things popping up for the student athletes to be involved with, the coaches be involved with, and it's going to be a national tournament experience, which is what they need. They worked all year for this specific special moment. The student athletes need that special moment.
Yep, excited to put these student athletes in the spotlight on the national stage. That's all I had for you, Darren. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I'd like to thank our committee throughout the years of hard work, and dedication and doing all the research and coming up with the weekly poll as well as at large, as well as seeding the 1 through 24. So they took a lot of time and a lot of time this past 2 weeks. So this is going to be a great tournament. Looking forward to it. And McNeese State and Eric and the Lake Charles Sports Authority is going to put one heck of a tournament on for the girls.
There's always chaos, and we can't wait to see what unfolds. Thank you so much for taking the time, Darren. We'll let you get back to the road. Don't go anywhere, everybody, on the NJCAA Network. When we come back, we're going to take one final look at the tournament field and that bracket and get you ready for the tournament coming up.
Good morning.
Why so serious? Great shot.
Car's 250. You got it.
Greenside bunker, land short.
Trust your line.
There's plenty of green.
Breaks towards the water.
Lots of coaching today, huh?
We're one up.
When you strive to be the best, you need the right insights. Zurich has insurance solutions and risk strategies to help prepare your business for tomorrow.
For the last 87 years, the NJCAA has provided academic and athletic opportunities to thousands of student athletes. However, several rules make it more challenging for two-year college transfers. Recently, 16 national coaches associations, led by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association, sent a request for change to NCAA leadership to make the rules the same for all transfers. We commend their leadership and stand together in support of same game, same rules.
Welcome back into the NJCAA Network. Once again, a big thank you to Coach Helmer and Mr. Darren Paneer on chatting with us for the selection show. Let's take one more look at the bracket. Once again, it's Butler, Eastern Arizona, Shelton State, Northwest Florida State, Clarendon, Trinity Valley, College of Southern Idaho, and Walter State that are the top 8 seeds. They get a bye into the second round. And then everybody else playing in the opening round: New Mexico Junior College and Arizona Western, State Fair and Central Georgia Tech, Hutch and Williston State, Three Rivers and the Lady Raiders against Monroe, Grayson and Southwestern Illinois, Dodge City and Northwest Miss, Chipola and NEO, and then Gulf Coast State and Gillette to round out those first round matchups. Congratulations to all the teams that made it into the tournament. We cannot wait to see this tournament unfold in a little over a week. Thank you, and we'll see you next time on the NJCAA Network.